take one, maybe you can take one and pass the rest around. We have plenty, so everyone can have one. You know, everyone already has one, so go ahead and pass it on to the next person. But I just wanted to say a little bit about my life before I started my business. Just because I know that, like, nobody really knows how I started my business, so I would like to say a little bit about my life leading up to my business. So, I have a developmental disability, as most people here, but it's not a bad thing. I've had an interesting life. At one point, I was at the Bible Retreat, part of the Abigail Rockwell Children's Center, or the ARC for short. And after I aged out of the ARC, I went to a place called Chamberlain, which was in Massachusetts. I'm not sure where in Massachusetts it was, though. And Chamberlain was not a good match for me. It was kind of like the ARC, but it was like for a different age group, but it was not a good match for me. So my mom ended up pulling me out of Chamberlain and moving me back with her before, like a month before, she found a place for me to continue going to school because it was such a bad fit. I was doing things I would never do in a million years, like giving my brother my favorite video games and stuff like that. But then I wound up going to Springfield High School in a program called the Occupational Development Program. It was in Springfield, Vermont, and or ODV, is what they call it. But now I'm living with a shared living provider named Leslie, and she has helped me a great deal, and has helped me start my business. I wound up taking a college course on how to start your own arts and crafts business, which is interesting that it was specific. Instead of just how to start your own business, it was how to start your own arts and crafts business. It was interesting. Of course, my business isn't exactly legitimate because I haven't like set it up with the state and all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of debatable right now. But so I make a lot of things. What I tend to do is I tend to make either jewelry. These are earrings. These can either be pendants or keychains. I have some key rings. I'm going to pass around the earrings if you want to look some more at the earrings. And I'll send the pendants all around after that. I also make bookmarks. And so these are some of my bookmarks. I'll pass them around the alphabet version. Over here. You can look through them and pass them along. So for price-wise, I've decided on several different prices for different things. So pendants or key rings and pins are, depending on the, like pins are $3, pendants are $4, and depending on the size, key rings will either be 3 or 4. Earrings are $3, and the bookmarks that I'm passing around right now are $2.50, and then I have some bookmarks that are not layered and have a different sleeve. So those ones are $2. And I enjoy doing this stuff. I have like a little thing that I tried to apply for. What was it called?
It was a micro grant.
Yeah, I tried to apply for a micro grant to help me pay for pay for things in my business, and that was what we had to write up. And I also have some sheets of paper that are what the bookmarks actually look like before they go into the sleeve. So some of them I do this. I drew squiggly lines with gel pens. That's what some of like the layered ones have. And the other ones are like this. And then afterwards I cut them up into smaller pieces, and then I glue them onto like plain colored cardstock. What I color them on is white cardstock, so it's not flimsy like printer paper. It's a little bit tougher. And the colored cardstock is the background of all this. And in the back of each bookmark, I have my business card. So people really listen and buy one and don't grab a business card. They have one anyways. I'm going to explain how I do the jewelry. So we have like these little pegboards. They look like this. They're different shapes, but they have the little pegs on them. Now there's beads that they're called Euler beads, but I call them fuse beads. It's a little bit easier to say. So you put whatever design you want to make, either you fill the whole thing or you just make a different design using the patterns that are there. And you stick a bead on each peg. And then when you're done with the design, you put a piece of parchment paper over it and you iron it to fuse them together. And this is like the end result of some of those. And then after sometimes they can get a little bit messed up, so you gotta be careful when you iron them because like sometimes they don't all melt enough for that. Like when you go to take it off the pegboard, they kind of fall off. So what you have to do is you have to make sure it's ironed enough, and then flip the parchment paper over, and then put another piece of parchment paper and iron the other side. That way it doesn't wind up falling apart or something like that. But I do a lot of interesting things in my life besides this. I really enjoy doing this, and I'm glad I'm doing it. Like quite soon, I think on the weekend of the 11th, I'm gonna set up a little booth in the landlord's driveway. So for the Heritage Festival, I'm gonna set up my booth and I'm gonna try and sell at the Heritage Festival, but not have to like pay for a booth in the Common in Newfane. But yeah, so I do a lot of other things. Like I volunteer at the Winter County Humane Society. I work with cats. I volunteer here. I help serve meals. I have a very, very busy life, but I well, I was supposed to say now. I enjoy being busy, and it's better to be busy, I think, than to be bored. So it's always a relief to have something to do, whether it's working on more bookmarks or working on some jewelry. And sometimes it's a relief to take a break from that too, just because of the fact that it does take a lot. You kind of have to pick through the beads to find the colors you want. It's all like it's not separated. They're like all mixture of different colors in one big jar. So I'm gonna have to pull some out and then try and find the colors I need. Which sometimes is kind of difficult. But it's lots of fun to do, and I am glad I'm gonna make some money hopefully at the Heritage Festival. I don't know how well it's gonna go because I haven't done it yet, but I'm hopefully when I make enough money, when I make enough money, I can donate some. I'm gonna either donate some to some sort of charity or something, or maybe even here. I don't know for sure yet, just because of this. I haven't made enough to donate anywhere yet. I have enough to like buy certain supplies and keep my business going with the change and whatnot, but I don't really have that much to donate or anything like that.
What do you see? There's questions. Oh, okay, sorry.
Does anyone have any questions? Jeremiah?
What if I wanted I wanted some of these at the price that you said you wanted, and I paid you back next week? Or would you want the money right off?
Right off is the best way, just so that, like, in case, not so that I don't trust you, it's just with anybody. It's better to have the money right off, that way in case like something happens, you have the emergency, you have to pay for it, and then you can't see me back.
But you could put aside the ones you want.
I can put aside the ones you
and
want.
sit and hold them for them.
I can hold them on them for you.
Please.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Please,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
And then I'll pay back when I'm ready to, because I have lots of bills I have to pay.
Okay. Okay.
But after, when you're done, I can